According to the Council on Criminal Justice, in July of 2020, we have hit the highest rate of homicide crimes in the United States. As Martin Luther King once said, true peace is not merely the absence of tension, it is purely the presence of justice. You can have a murderer living next to you or in your neighborhood and not even know it. I took a forensic science class my senior year out of pure curiosity and interest. And the question that popped in my mind was, when and how did forensic science begin? Today I will discuss the purpose of fingerprints, autopsies, and polygraphs, along with the origins and the impact it had. From everything you touch, including your phone, to the assignment that was assigned to you that you've never worked on. The purpose of fingerprints is to identify a person's identity. As we get older, patterns are harder to recognize due to loose elasticity in our skin, and no two are the exact same. According to the American Psychological Association, Sir Francis Galton was a British polymath and originator, conducting research into just how possible it is for two fingerprints to not be the exact same. Galton identified the classifications of the loop arches and whorls in each fingerprint, using statistical proof. He also developed a book called Fingerprints in 1892 that was reliable for law enforcement to use to identify. Going from fingerprints to autopsies is complex, gory, but yet interesting. The purpose of autopsies is to identify the cause of the death and meaning of the death. According to the history collection, the first autopsy was gathered in 44 BC. A Roman physician named Anticius examined Julius Caesar, who was a Roman politician and general. He identified 23 stab wounds, fatal stab wound, ruptured an aorta in the chest. It is very likely that it caused internal bleeding or collapsed lung, which caused chest cavity to fill with blood. Eventually, it collapsed the other lung, which led to suffocation. It was confirmed that a group of conspirators murdered him in the Ides of March. Autopsies helped expand knowledge and answered the unknown questions that we could not figure out. Never been caught in a lie? Well, in this case, you're out of luck. The purpose of polygraph tests is to measure a person's blood pressure, heart rate, and skin conductivity. So therefore, a lie equals cold hands and sweat production. According to Harvard Countway Library, Dr. James Mackenzie was a Scottish cardiologist who invented the first ink polygraph to track heartbeats. This device has two rubber tambours attached to the vein, neck, and wrist. A pulse equals a tambour movement. With needles attached to the arms, it records pulses as a continuous ink line. This was not an efficient method. Physicians couldn't keep track. This was replaced with electrocardiogram machines. This was for recording electrical signals of the heartbeats. This was beneficial for court cases, truthfulness, and In conclusion, today I've discussed fingerprints, autopsies, and polygraphs.